I just can't, there's just something about Chrome that was irreplaceable until just now. So I've been given access to this browser and I cannot stop enjoying it. It is such an amazing experience. I'm literally more excited about a browser than I've ever been, probably ever, and it is so beautiful. And I'd love to show that to you and then tell you about how I got access. And then at the end of the video, I'll do a giveaway. I have some invite codes to the beta, and we'll talk about how you can get access from me from this video at the end. So stick around for that. But now let's get into it. So let's look over at the laptop here and open up the browser. So you ready? That's what it looks like. It's called Arc. If we open up Arc, you have, this is a web browser. It's their manifesto. I was given access after I heard about it from Rauno, a friend of mine, Rauno Freiberg. Previously used to work at the browser company, now at Vercel. And I was like, what is the browser company? I looked into it and I was like, oh, you're starting a company to compete with Google and Firefox. Are you serious? What? Come on, you're gonna lose. I was very wrong. I was like really, really wrong. They have a mission and they are accomplishing it well. Shortly after hearing about this from Rauno, my coworker and good friend Attila, give him a follow if you like, started using it without me even knowing. And I saw him using it and I was like, dang, this is an amazing, what is that? And he said, it's Arc. I have an invite code. Do you want it? I said, yes. And now I'm in love with this browser. Let's take a look at their little manifesto here. It says, you know, this is a web browser. It's just a frame with some buttons and toolbars. It's our window to everything on the internet, but it's all overwhelming. It says, what if a browser could help us make sense of it all? Keep us focused, organized, and in control. And then that's kind of what the browser company is. And I'll let you read that for yourself. But this browser, my goodness. So in this video, I want to talk to you about my top 3 things that I absolutely love about this browser, show you around a little bit, and then at the end, we'll do a giveaway. You get access yourself. Let's start. Number 1, the first thing I like about this browser, I think the first thing many people are going to like about this browser is the user interface. I mean, it is stunning. It is the most beautiful UX and user interface and user experience and all of it that I've seen in such a long time. Honestly, it's like a breath of fresh air. Like, I think back to like Apple, like before it got boring, where, you know, like if you remember back to OS X Tiger, there was a dashboard, there was widgets, and you could drag widgets onto your screen and there would be this like ripple effect. Or even, you know, Mac still has some playful stuff, like the genie effect here, you know. Still some pretty cool things, but this browser is full of just beautiful micro interactions that are just really fun to use. Like if you're going on a web page, it will like if you go to like newpage.com, it will slowly load. The address bar here outlines, and it's just beautiful interaction. Speaking of the address bar, this UI is a bit different, right? It's not like what we're used to. Everything's on the side. What's that about? Let's talk about it. So the browser is meant to make the web less overwhelming and less distracting. I think it does that really well through this beautiful UI, and I'd like to show you how. So everything, all the tabs here are on the left with the little clear button to get rid of everything. And if you're like me, you have like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tabs. Not all of them are Twitter, but usually, you know, if you were using Chrome, you just have like a very thin tab and you'd have hundreds of them. Those become sidebar items here in Arc. And the cool thing is they are ephemeral. Like after a certain timeout, they get archived. So you really just keep around the tabs that you've used heavily in a like LRU, like last recently used style, and the tabs that are stale just go away, with history as an option to call them back if you want. It helps kind of keep focus. I've opened Chrome many times and I've had like so many tabs that I'm like, okay, well, I don't even know what's important here anymore, so quit and open it again, right? This browser refreshes the state of the tabs for me, gets rid of stuff that is probably stale, and keeps around the stuff that I've interacted with recently. Really comfortable to come here the next day and like have just the tabs that I thought were important. But it gets even better. So look, these are the ephemeral tabs, and I can clear them if I want, but these are bookmarks. And bookmarks are important for any topic, and there's even a really nice getting started guide with some animations and things. But what I want to highlight here is these, right? These pinned tabs. You can pin tabs that kind of behave like a doc of your most used things, and some of them have flyouts for important topics. Like I can see my calendar here, and I think I can even interact with it. Can I? No. Okay, well. I can look at Notion and I can see my most recent pages. There's pretty good stuff here. And I can of course hotkey them with command 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is really handy. But not only is this browser intended to make the web less overwhelming, it's intended to help us focus through great user experience, and I think it does that. This browser has the notion of spaces, where you can categorize your sets of tabs for different contexts. I'm speaking at a conference next week called React Advanced London, and I'm doing some preparation for that. I don't want that to interfere with kind of my mainline ephemeral tab, open, closed, daily browsing. I want it to have its own context and be a bit siloed. I can use spaces for that. Look at this. So here, down the bottom, you can see different spaces, which are categories of tabs. You can, of course, control 1, 2, 3 to go between them, or I can just click on it. And a different space has a different color. And it's really nice because I'll always know what context I'm in. And also what I want you to notice is the bookmarks and the ephemeral tabs here go away, but the pinned ones stay. So I can always use my most frequently accessed stuff from anywhere, but the contexts change. This is really, really useful. I can read pull requests, I can do everything in this lens, and the green tells me, hey, I'm in talk preparation mode. I'm not in, Netflix and chill mode. I also recently was doing some video update things, so I have an OBS space with a lot of make your camera any shape and whatever, and I can easily switch between these, and it helps me keep focus. This is just amazing. I've been using this for a few days, and I feel more productive than I ever have. But it gets even better. Part of this is categorizing, but sometimes we just want focus. We're like, hey, get rid of all the noise, get rid of all the tabs, get rid of the bookmarks, get rid of everything. I'm in Slack, I want to use Slack. I'm in Notion, I want to use Notion. And I don't want the overhead, the CPU hogging of the Electron apps. Check this out. So come here, let's say I go to Slack, I want to focus in Slack now. If I press Command S, ooh, look at this. I got rid of the sidebar, and now the browser is indistinguishable from the actual Slack app. But it's not. I have no browser things interfering. I have no sidebar. I can get it if I want, but I have no sidebar. I have nothing distracting me from this. And I can text Attila, and I can do all the things, and then I can just Command 5. It's my shortcut here, and I know it by heart, so I can Command 5, switch to Notion, Command 1, switch to Twitter, and these apps are like front and center with no distractions, and it's just the best experience for not having to switch context so much. The browser company set out to create a browser that makes the web less overwhelming and helps us focus, and I think it does exactly that. This user interface blows my mind. I mean, I really want you to stick around for the giveaway at the end, get access, and play with just the little animations and micro interactions yourself, and it's gonna blow your absolute mind. Let me see if there's anything I missed here, because I can't stop talking. Oh yeah, I missed one thing. So they also thought about accessibility, which is really cool, because the shortcut to hide the sidebar is Command S, but in most apps Command S means save. Thought about that, and this whole browser is full of people thinking about edge cases and solving them in an elegant way. So here, if I go to my React Summit prep or React Advanced London, sorry, Daria, prep, come here to Excalidraw, and I want to save this diagram. So I Command S to hide the sidebar. Notice here in the upper right, it says Command S again to hide the sidebar, and also allows me to edit the shortcut in case it annoys me, The save event still happens, but it's like, oh, I see what you're trying to do. Command S again to hide the sidebar. So very helpful, and it also helps that I can edit the shortcut, and just an absolute gift. of thinking. Of course, this is still beta. There's probably still some issues, but by and large, I'm just blown away by this whole experience. Oh, one last thing is the command palette. So if I press Command L, I get I can type in a location here. If I press Command T, I can just jump to tabs. I can run commands. I can create extensions. It's phenomenal. Now, all of this feels really new, but it feels somehow familiar. That leads me to this number two, the second thing I really like about this, which is while it's a new browser, it's still based on the open source Chromium. That is the underlying browser of Google Chrome, but without all the Google stuff. Chromium is just a free open source unbranded project. And because of that, I have all the things I'm used to from Chrome that I love. For example, the developer tools. Here, have a look. So if I come here and I edit this, I can just inspect and I can do all the developer things I love. Developer Batsu. I can do that. I can go to the console. I can run JavaScript. I can do all the things, and it's familiar to me. As a web developer, this is what I know and love. But also, above and beyond just the dev tools. Like, look at this. I have all my Chrome extensions right here that I know and love. For example, the Accessibility Axe dev tools, or Grid Ruler, which I absolutely love for like making sure things are pixel perfect and matched well, right? This is basically all the things I love about Chrome without all the Google BS. And also this browser promises to be not as sneaky and not as privacy violating and all of that. I feel at home, but I feel like my home is new and renovated. It's just, I cannot stop saying the praise of this browser, honestly. Number three is that this browser, above and beyond the great UI, above and beyond the familiar and amazing dev tools, this browser feels human. It feels like it's made by human beings for human beings. And what I mean by that is like the tech industry today it's become dehumanized in the sense of it's become like more capitalist than human, right? Like it's driven by FANG, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google, or Manga, right? Meta, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Apple. It's a shame Microsoft is left out of that. But anyway, it's driven by all these like large empires, and you can tell that profit is usually on the horizon, and I don't know, it doesn't feel as fun as like GeoCities and Angel Fire back in the day. This browser makes me feel like that. Makes me feel like, hey, wait, there's a human element that cares about mental health, that cares about categorizing our thoughts, that cares about us being overwhelmed by online ads and flashy things and a million tabs and all of that. And I think that's what I love. Like the website of the browser company here, we kind of looked at this earlier. Like if we come down to the bottom, right, there's the privacy policy, and in the footer there's like, hi there. Like, yeah, this is I mean, it was intentionally put there probably by a marketing person, but it's kind of what I'm going at. It's like, it feels like it was made for the good of humanity. I have free access to this. I don't know how they plan to monetize, or if there's some paid premium features or something. I hope it doesn't get corrupted by money, or acquired by someone. And like, I would, like, I used to like Brave, the browser, and then they did some like weird Brave coin cryptocurrency, and it just became very odd. This is a beautiful thing, and I'd like it to stay that way. And I'd like you to have access to it. So giveaway time. I've got invite codes, and I want to give them to you. How do you get this? Really, 3 steps. Number one, like the video. Number 2, subscribe to the channel. Number 3, go on Twitter, paste the link to this video, and at me, at @TejasKumar_. It's up there if you have looked at the screen share parts of this video. At me and post a link to the video and say, hey, I want an invite code. And then, you'll be randomly chosen by a nice algorithm that will randomly tell me who should get the invites. There's 4 of them, I think, if not more. So you'll get some. And good. I cannot tell you how excited I am for you to have access to this. And I look forward to hearing from you. Tell me what you think in the comments, or at me on Twitter. For now, that's been it. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.